What is? Why am I hearing like birds? Oh my god, that scared me. There was something running in the background. Oh my god. Did you guys hear that? It was a game I was playing. Listen. Just tweeting away. Tweet. Hey, Go Gamer. Hey, it's a sick show. Oh, you put your name back. That's good because I wasn't going to stop calling you autistic. So I have some stories I found. Oh no, I just started, Lori. I just started. I have some stories I'm gonna read from, and they're called True Canadian Ghost Stories. This one I found online. I thought that would be cool. These ones are the 10 famously haunted. It's 10 famously spooky Canadian ghost tales. Apparently, I don't know if I've heard them yet. Oh, I just wolfed my dinner down. I don't feel so good. Whew. I should actually also show you guys the pictures as well that I took at that school. Oh my god! Wow, I've never eaten that fast again. Oh. All right, so apparently it says 10 famously spooky Canadian ghost tales. It says ghost stories are a worldwide phenomenon, and Canada has its share. Here are 10 of our best known tales of hauntings, poltergeists, and ghostly villains. I want to know. I don't know if I've heard of these or not, but wait, is this the one I wanted to read? Okay, no, it's this one. So these ones here are actually told by people. I thought this would be really cool. Of course, I shared the wrong one. All right, this one here. So I thought this would be cool. This is called Cold Spot. It's on Paranormal Research. It's like a website I found. I thought it was pretty neat. Okay, so these are told, they're actual accounts told by people. So I thought this would be really cool to go over. So the point of this website here is called True Canadian Ghost Stories, and it says Canadians have been sending us their true ghost stories from across the nation. We selected their most compelling submissions, and some are downright terrifying. Is Canada really this haunted? This one's called Thunder Bay Ghost, hovering in the corner. Okay, I'm already scared because, like, yeah, that's scary. So this was in Thunder Bay, Ontario. All right, ghost report from Maddie. So in spring of 2014, I went to visit my friend who had recently moved into a new place. She shared a 3-story house with 2 friends on Crown Street near the Hillcrest Park stairs. Thunder Bay is full of old character homes, so nothing really stood out to me initially. It was the afternoon, and she was in the midst of unpacking, so her stuff was already in her allotted basement space. Awry, not Ari. She was awry in her allotted basement space. We were listening to some tunes and chatting away with our mutual friend. After about an hour of hanging out, I noticed my energy levels started to dip. It was similar to that of having low blood sugar or being exhausted from a long day of work. I brushed it off as nothing and continued helping her set up her electronics. That's what happened to me when I was talking stuff on here. Remember that? Yeah, it was like I had low blood. I don't have diabetes, so it was weird. Anyway, so this happened to this person here, Maddie. They said I brushed it off as nothing, continued helping her set up her electronics. About 2 or 3 minutes later, I heard this low, static filled humming sound, and there was an unusual pressure on the side of my forehead. After touching my temple, out of nowhere, I was hit with a powerful wave of energy which ran up my back and down my shoulders, almost as if someone gently grazed the tips of their nails on my skin. I don't know how else to explain this, but I felt the energy leave my presence and move to the next room. Even typing this, it started to creep me out a bit. Without hesitation, I got up and walked towards the room. Immediately when I entered, I was hit with that same sensation again, only I felt it cover my whole body. Even my toe hairs were standing up. I don't need to laugh, but that's kind of funny. This is supposed to be scary to laugh at toe hairs. Okay. My eyes were drawn immediately to the top corner of the room, adjacent to the basement stairs. Oh, hell no. There was a small, gray green mass about the size of a bowling ball that initially looked like a shadow, but after inspecting it closer, I realized it was hovering in front of the wall. After about 3 seconds, it then phased slowly into the wall. Eek! I was completely astonished and spent a minute staring at that same spot and compartmentalizing everything. The room was well lit and there were no windows to cast a shadow from outside. Freaked out, I went outside for a smoke. My friend's roommates pulled in the driveway, and before introducing myself, I said, I know this might sound weird, but your place is definitely haunted. Instead of getting the expected response, they gasped and shared with me stories of music being played on the piano by itself and cupboard doors opening on their own. They were extremely excited to hear this random dude validate their experiences. I don't consider myself a skeptic, but I try my best to rule out everything before jumping to conclusions. The presence didn't necessarily make me feel afraid, but the energy that encapsulated it was strong and grounded. To this day, after years of urban traverses and visiting abandoned asylums and hospitals, I've never quite felt anything like I did in that house. Wow. There's another one from Toronto. I was going to check chat. Hey, Teresa. Oh, don't worry about it, Teresa. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people here, and that's fine. I just wanted to do this. I thought it would be cool. Your arm is hurting up near my shoulder area. Oh my God. I'm sorry it sucks. Wish I could help. So this one's called Toronto Ghost, the shadowy figure. And this was in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I was born there actually in Toronto. This one is from Gary. In 2000, I moved into a house on Berkeley Street with two roommates. The house was originally built as a stable early mid 1800s and was later expanded with a two-story addition. We all acknowledged the unmistakable feeling of being watched, but often dismissed it as nothing more than our own imaginations. Over time, we would start to notice more audible and visual occurrences. The lights in the hallway, which led from the front door to the original structure, were installed by the owner with motion sensors, which sometimes would come on in sequence, as if somebody was entering and walking to the barn, as we called it. We could not explain how this happened and often dismissed this jokingly as the ghost and would sometimes say hello when the lights came on. Several weeks later, we began hearing music from time to time. The tunes were faint and unrecognizable, but clear enough that we could all hum along with the tune. We could never find the source of the music. We would unplug the stereo in case it may be the source, despite the fact that it was turned off. In fact, the music was loudest at the kitchen side of the barn, which was furthest from the stereo. We even checked out the side door, but heard nothing in the alley which ran alongside the house. This happened sporadically over a period of several weeks, after which it ceased. On a few occasions, we would all be upstairs watching TV and hear the clear and unmistakable sound of cutlery clattering as if somebody was rummaging through the cutlery. That's scary. I've had that happen to me. Wow. Without a word, we would all run down to the barn only to find the space quiet, empty, and untouched. Yes, every time, only I wouldn't run down there. I pretend I didn't hear it. Yet shortly after returning upstairs, the sound of cutlery clattering would begin again. On another occasion, I was in the shower in the bathroom next to the original structure when I suddenly heard a loud clatter from within the room. I stuck my head out of the shower to see that all the toiletries that were on the toilet tank were strewn under the pedestal sink on the opposite side of the room. At which point, my roommates were banging on the bathroom door asking what happened and if I was all right, thinking I had fallen. Still in the shower, I unlocked the door and showed them the scattered toiletries. Several other similar occurrences would happen throughout the house from time to time, mostly in and around the barn. But on occasion, the sound of footsteps would be heard moving around the second floor of the addition. Mostly they were odd, but only on occasion disturbing. The most unnerving incident happened one evening when we were all sitting in the living room side of the barn when the hallway lights came on in sequence. We all watched the lights come on when we saw the shadowy figure of a tall man walk past the original doorway opening, a mere 20 feet from where we were sitting. The figure never passed the new opening, which was only a few feet beyond. When our lease was up at the end of the year, we moved out. I walked past the house once or twice after that, but was unable to walk down the alley, which ran lines alongside the barn. Wow. Hey, Reagan. Yeah, I heard that too. Teresa, CBD oil cream works. Yeah. Something punched me is the next one. Oh, wow. This is in Ontario as well. And this one's from a woman named Lorraine. Well, God, where do I begin? Okay, I convinced my husband to buy a townhouse across the street from my mother so I could keep an eye on her. It was on Resurrection Road. Oh, wow. Good name for the street. We bought the house on paper in 1999 when it was being built and moved in during 2001. Our house was still being built when my mother suddenly passed away. Now I had to live in a house that faced where she died. We were locked into a mortgage and it was out of the question for us to sell. So in we go, 2001, we took possession. Let me tell you that house, I believe, ruined my marriage. Oh, wow. From the very instant I moved in, I felt I was never alone and simply chalked it up to my mother's watching over me. Not so. Now, for some reason, I was always scared to be alone in the house when my husband went to work. I would often find myself looking up at the staircase that led to the bedrooms on the second and third floor. The feeling kept growing stronger, so when my husband went to work, I'd stay down in the living room and stare constantly at the staircase, terrified to go upstairs until I came home. Okay, so one night, my husband and I were getting ready for bed in the third floor master bedroom suite. He laid down, and I went into our bathroom to have a relaxing jacuzzi. After this, I put on my PJs and laid down on our bed, husband in tow beside me, when all of a sudden I closed my eyes and felt something punch me in the head about 50 times from the side to side. Wow. Literally, I was getting boxed up both sides of my head full force. I couldn't scream, just had to lay there and hope it would stop. Finally, when it stopped, I confronted my husband, and of course, he was fast asleep and felt nothing. Now, I wasn't dreaming because I had just had a bath and had just laid down. My goodness, my eyes literally just closed and this happened. After that, I was even more guarded about upstairs. Anyhow, moving forward, a few weeks later, I was in our third floor bedroom again, and no sooner did I jump into bed, but felt my 2 feet being pulled up straight, and something spun my whole body around, so that my feet were now where my head was supposed to be on the pillow. My husband, who thought I was crazy, told me to go back to sleep and that I must have been dreaming. The final straw was a few months after that, my husband was asleep, and again, we were upstairs in the bedroom, and my lord, didn't I see a ghost of an elderly lady peeking out of my bathroom into our bedroom. Not one word of a lie. She was wearing what looked to be a hospital gown, the type that is open at the back. The woman had shoulder-length gray salt and pepper hair, stood to be at least 6 feet tall, and had bare feet. Oh my God, she stood halfway out of our master bathroom into our master bedroom. Needless to say, I moved out of our master bedroom and stayed on the second floor in one of the bedrooms there. still constantly having to leave my bedroom door open so I could monitor that stupid staircase I was so scared of. Needless to say, my marriage was in trouble after that. You know what, guys? After that, I saw a man sitting on the end of our couch, knees held up in his arms, rocking back and forth. Then I heard some deep voice say to me, "Hey now." Also, on separate occasion, while loading the dishwasher, I heard the same deep voice telling me to stop it. Bottom line, our marriage is no longer. I moved out of the house my husband stayed. Since I left Resurrection Road, me and my boyfriend now live in Mimico. And for some reason, both my cats stare up at the ceiling, crying, or their eyes go right wide when they stare at the plain wall for hours, following something. Now, I haven't seen anything, but my cat, I did film my cat lying on the couch, and I think I captured an orb on camera. Mind you, I don't feel threatened like I did when I lived in my matrimonial home on Resurrection Road. Yet I can't seem to shake the feeling that something followed me. Maybe it's my dead mother. Who knows? Wow. I can relate to so many of these. This one's called Bible Hill Ghost. Someone grab my wrist. This is from a woman named Tracy, and this is in Bible Hill, Nova Scotia. When I was around 5 years old, our family moved into an old farmhouse up on Bible Hill. The backyard backed onto the industrial college. In our previous house, I'd happily played in our basement all the time. Never thought anything about it. When we moved into the Bible Hill farmhouse, it was a whole different story. I wouldn't go down in that basement for anything. My mom would ask me to run down and fetch her some potatoes. There was no way I would go down there. The basement felt so thick, heavy, and awful. My mom eventually stopped asking me, as I would just cry and run away. From the first night, I heard sounds, voices, music, and a baby crying. I remember coming down to the kitchen the next morning asking my parents who was making that music and why was there a baby crying. My parents said I must have been dreaming. There was no one but us, and they hadn't heard anything. I would hear the noises every night, but I stopped telling my parents about it as they didn't believe me. Months later, my grandparents came to visit us from Alberta. The very first morning, my grandmother asked where the music was coming from and why there was a baby crying all night. I remember feeling such a wave of relief and catching my mom's eyes. She looked at me so shocked. The worst experience I had in that house was not hearing music and a baby's cry. I got used to that. The worst would yet to happen. I was quite a night owl as a child. I would often hear my parents come up the large oak staircase in the evening and get ready for bed. I would hear the water in their washroom and then them talking, then finally the sound of their bedroom door at the end of the hall close. I would lay awake and think happy thoughts and adventures, not feeling nervous at all. Except one night it started to happen. I would hear someone coming up distant stairs, walk through the kitchen, then the hall, and then slowly start climbing the oak staircase that led to our bedrooms. I remember the feeling of terror as I heard each distinctive step. Then a pause on the landing, a long pause, and then slowly they would walk down the stairs again, back down the hall and through the kitchen. Then, very faintly, I would hear footsteps leading down the basement stairs. When this first started happening, I told my dad what I was hearing. He just laughed and said I had a big imagination and that it was just a furnace coming on making funny noises. I remembered laughing too at first and was so happy that's all it was. The next time I was awake late and heard my parents head off to bed, I wasn't even thinking about the noises. I remember I was playing with one of my dolls. Then I heard it, the faint sound of someone walking in the hall downstairs, and then the sound of footsteps on the stairs. I keep telling myself it's just the furnace over and over. Up until this night, the sound of the footsteps would stop on the landing and then head downstairs again, but not this night. My heart started beating like a drum when I heard the footsteps coming up the last few steps after the landing. I was so terrified. Being only a little girl, I believed if I can't see them, then they can't see me, so I covered my head with my covers. I can't describe to you in words how terrified I was when I heard the floorboard in the hallway outside my room creak. My heart was racing and I couldn't catch my breath. Then I heard someone come into my room. I could feel someone in the room. I didn't realize it, but my arm that was holding my covers over my head was sticking out. Then it happened. One of the most terrifying things that has ever happened to me. Someone grabbed my wrist and said in a deep, gravelly voice the dreaded words, "I got you." I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I thought I was going to die. Then slowly the grip on my arm lessened, and then they let go of my arm. I don't know how long I was there, laying frozen with my heart beating out of my chest. I just lay there listening, waiting, frozen. Finally, I got the courage to peek out of my covers and didn't see anything or anyone. Being just a young child, I thought all monsters lived under the bed. So I stood up on my bed and took a flying leap off the bed and into the hallway and ran to my parents' bedroom door. I started pounding and sobbing for them to let me in. They consoled me and told me it was only a nightmare, but I knew it wasn't a dream. I was wide awake the whole time. Up until about the age of 14, even when we moved across Canada to Vancouver Island, I was still haunted by this horrible being that would visit me sporadically in a similar manner. It wasn't until I was 14 that I was finally able to get rid of it. I think I finally got strong enough not to be afraid anymore, and I was able to not react to it. I think it got bored and went back to Nova Scotia. LOL, who knows? To this day, I wonder what the history of that house was and what caused such a mean, grumpy spirit to terrorize a little girl. What was the purpose? My parents maintained their belief that I was having nightmares, but I know I wasn't asleep. I know what happened to me. It was very isolating, not having anyone believe me. Luckily, have a very happy and buoyant nature, so I was able to cope with this and had mostly a wonderful and joyful childhood. Thanks for allowing me to share this true personal experience with you. These are creepy. All right, get back to this. This one is called Winnipeg Ghost that crawled into bed with him. This one is from a person named Sandy. Me, my boyfriend, and 3 kids moved into this house about 11 years now. It was built in 1913. The first year we moved in was okay. We didn't really notice anything. Then we started to hear sounds like something other than us were here. One morning I was getting my kids up for school and daycare, and my daughter asked me to go into the basement to get a black binder for her French class at school. So I went downstairs to look around for one and told her to sit at the couch with her little brothers. I went downstairs and shut the door behind me. I was looking around, then all of a sudden I heard a voice right behind me saying, "Can I help you?" It sounded like a kid's voice, so I looked to see if the kids came down, but the door was closed. I looked to see if the radio was on or the computer was on, but they weren't. It totally creeped me out. I asked my daughter if she was down there with me. She said no, she was sitting at the couch with her brothers. I wasn't the only one hearing stuff here. My daughter sat on the couch one morning up by herself and heard the utensil drawer open in the kitchen and then close again. Also, when she was about 11, she was in her room listening to music while sitting on the bed. She said she got up to turn it up a bit, and when she turned around, it looked like something sat on her bed. Her dad, myself, and her 2 brothers were watching TV in the living room, and we could hear her yelling and crying, running downstairs. We asked her what happened, and she told me. So I went upstairs to check it out, but didn't see anything. Another night, we put the kids to bed, and me and their dad were lying in bed just about to fall asleep when we heard our chair moving around in the dining room for about a minute. Then it stopped. We were spooked but didn't say anything to the kids. We did come down to see if there was a break in or something, but there was nothing. My brother stayed here for a few nights one time alone, and when we got back, he told me that he saw something sitting in the living room, but he didn't know what it was. Another time, my brother, his girlfriend, and baby daughter slept over for 2 nights, and everyone was downstairs. She went upstairs to get something and came running downstairs and said, "Did you hear a little girl laughing just now upstairs?" None of us heard anything from downstairs. We never told anyone we ever thought this house had a ghost until someone else noticed that maybe this house was haunted. Another time, me and the kids were out of town, and their dad stayed home for a couple nights. He told me that one night he was falling asleep and he felt something or someone crawl into bed with him. So he turned around and thought it was me home. He was alone and would have heard us coming up the stairs. My kids are a bit older now, and it seems like the last couple of months it's been happening again. My son told me he was in the room in his room, about to sleep, and shut his eyes when he heard a soft voice say to him, "Wake up." It scared him. He came and asked me if we were talking to him, and we said no. He didn't want to sleep in his room that night. I know it sounds crazy or not believable, but it is. It's all true. I didn't want to tell anyone, so I thought maybe I'd tell it here. I wish I could talk to these people because I mean, I've had so much of the same experience as these people. It is scary, and I hate it when no one believes me, especially being a young child. Like, I had a lot of ghostly experiences. I think I remember the first time it happened to me. I think I was in grade 4. Yeah. So, however, I know I was in grade 4. I don't know how old that would be. Like 7 or 8, 9, something like that. But that was my first experience with the Shadow Man. I didn't do it, or did I? Do you imagine though feeling your husband get in bed with you and come to find out it wasn't him at all? Wow. Don't be sorry. You're not complaining at all, girl. Trust me. When I'm hurt, I'm just a bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch. Oh, I was wondering who messaged me. My cat snoring. It always sounds like I don't know, like a little baby cooing or something. All right, this one's called Burlington Ghost. It pulled her hair. Oh wow. Burlington, Ontario, Canada. So this person's name is Taylor. My family and I moved into a large older home that is now considered a Burlington landmark. The house was at the top of a small hill off the main road. We had 2 very close neighbors. Now that you have some background, I can get into some of the creepy things that happened in that home, all of which is 100% true, believe it or not. My mom had always sent us to the stairs for a timeout as children. Me too. I forgot about that. One time she had sent me to the stairs as she sat and waited for my dad to get home. The sun was setting and coming in from the back window behind her. In front of her, she saw a shadow of a person walking and she yelled out to me, "Taylor, are you still on the stairs?" I didn't say you could get up. Of course I didn't get up. I was still on the stairs. Creeped out, we eventually went outside and waited for my dad to get home. Once he got home, we went over to the neighbors and my mom had described the person's shadow that she saw. A short, elderly woman with perfect curls in her hair, very slouched. Our neighbors said, "Yep, that's her," and they proceeded to tell my parents about Corona, the woman who had passed away in that house. In fact, she passed away in the same room my parents used and in her own bed, which was in the same spot my parents had theirs in. Wow. This was the first sighting of her, but things only got worse from then on. My mother was downstairs doing laundry a few days later when someone punched her in the back and pulled her hair so hard she swore some came out of her head. Wow. She ran outside and waited outside for my dad to get home again. At this point, I don't believe my dad was buying any of this. That was until the next morning when he woke up with a scratch on his body so long that it started beside his left ear and went all the way down his body to his PJ pants. The next night, the bed shook and lifted off the ground. Oh, shit, that's happened to me too. Oh, it's friggin' scary. The bed shook and lifted off the ground. My older brother brought his girlfriend to the house for Christmas vacation, and they stayed up all night together watching TV. Beside the couch, we had our Christmas tree set up. Beside the couch, we had our Christmas tree set up. Around midnight, the Christmas balls started all flying off of the tree towards them. They were so freaked out, they left the house and called us in the morning to tell us what happened. I believe this was a few of the last things that happened until we were about to move. My mom, my sister, and I were packing in the living room, and we heard a loud smash as if a glass bowl had been knocked off the kitchen counter. My mom asked me to go check if our cat was on the counter, so I did. As I walked into the kitchen, I saw our cat, Tom, sitting outside on the windowsill, and nothing in the kitchen had broken. My mom finally yelled, "We are leaving, so leave us alone." And that was the end of the activity. A few years later, the house was up for sale. My father and sister went to go see the renovations and to relive some memories there. As he walked up to the door and met the realtor, he said to her, "You know this place is haunted, right?" Her eyes widened and she nodded. Clearly, Corona is still up to her games, even to this day. Wow. Wait, shadow people. Oh, that was a tag. There he is. There's a shadow man. Oh my god, that is so crazy that people see him. I'm muted? Am I just not? Hey, Dragon. Okay, Laura. Yeah, I would go lay down. Take it easy. Can you guys hear me? Jack, stop. Stop it. Okay. Muted, muted, muted. I don't get it. Am I muted or what? Never mind. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I didn't know. Okay, this one is about that tall shadow man. Haunted Woods. Haunted Woods, tall man in black. So this is in a First Nation community in Nova Scotia. And this one is reported by a person named Mare. I was about 16 years old at the time. I am 31 now. Anyways, me and my boyfriend at the time were at the Castle Bay ball field with some of our friends on a Friday night during the summer. We were going to meet up with some more of our friends on Beach Road. We had to take a trail through the woods. This is no longer there, as there is a school now. It was about 9:30, 10ish in the evening. My boyfriend had a Bic lighter. I didn't have a lighter, so a close friend of mine let me use a Zippo, allowing me to see walking through the woods. As we got a little ways into the trail through the woods, we noticed a very dark shadow in the woods. You can even hear branches of the trees breaking. Assuming the shadow was one of the boys trying to scare me, we approached it and said, "G'day, boys." What is that? Taliak, which means what's up, but they didn't answer back. We said it again, "G'day, boys, Taliak." Still nothing. I got the most eeriest feeling I've ever felt in my life. I immediately asked my boyfriend, "Who is that? Why isn't it saying anything? And why isn't it moving?" I got so scared, the most scared I've ever felt. I turned on the Zippo to see who this person was. When I looked up, I didn't see a face. I didn't see hair. All I saw was a tall, black shadow wearing a trench style coat and top hat of some sort. I prayed in my head for this thing in the woods not to bother or harm us and just to leave us alone. My boyfriend said in Mikamak, I'm not sorry, I'm probably just ruining these words, Chakali, which means go away, leave us alone. The shadow suddenly just turned around, didn't say nothing, and walked away. We turned on the Zippo again and we could see the footprints walking away from us, as though someone was stepping on the grass. Wow. When we got out of the woods and on the main road, on Beach Road, I asked my boyfriend what the heck was that. He told me, "You know these stories about the tall man in the black that walks around, especially at night?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Babe, that was him." I screamed and just thanked their creator for helping us get out of the trail safely. I haven't thanked, sorry, I screamed and just thanked the creator out of the trail safely. I haven't gone through the trail during the evening ever again. To see if there's any more. Here's one called Toronto Ghost. She was sitting on the bed. This one's from Nathalie. Yeah, there's a lighthouse in here. Yep. Oh, you hit your mute button. I'm like, what? Because I used to see it muted. Yeah, actually, I've got one right by the water where I live, right here. Yeah, it serves ice cream in the summer. It's very old. Is it haunted? Yes, it is. I actually haven't been able to get into it. I want to take pictures. I've been in it, but I haven't been able to take pictures because they keep locking it down and saying they're going to renovate it and everything, but they haven't done anything. Toronto ghost. She was sitting on the bed. Okay, this is from Nathalie. The story starts with our great grandma coming to live with us. She did not like French people. What? I don't know why. Well, my mom, who was French, married my dad. My great grandma, was not happy at all. But she doesn't like French people, yet her daughter was French? That makes no sense. She made my mom's life hard. My mom would have to feed her, and she would throw food at us, and my mom would help her. Wow, help her to the washroom and much more because she made us all think she could not walk. What a jerk. My bedroom was under hers. At night, I would hear creaks on the ceiling and I would look up the stairs and see a shadow go by the hall to the bathroom. I would tell my mom, and she did not believe me until she also saw her. That was when we realized she could walk on her own after all. Wow. When we were kids, she would yell at us all the time for nothing. She even pinched me once on the arm and laughed. We were scared of her. She would yell so loud. After a year, she died of old age, and my sister and I moved into her old room. Every night I would see her shadow in the hall and it would stop in front of our bedroom. I would pull the blanket over my head and fall asleep like that. I even once felt my blanket being pulled a little. Sometimes I slept under my bed because I was so scared. At one point, I saw a shadow of feet right in front of my bed. I would pray and cover my head with my blanket. I told my mom, and she said it's not real and to sleep on my bed, so I did. One night I woke up, and at the end of my sister's bed was my great grandma sitting and looking down at us. So I got scared and I screamed. My mom came in and said, "You're just dreaming." Then I never saw her again. 10 years passed by, and we were talking in the living room about a movie we saw about ghosts. And I asked my sister if she believed in ghosts. She said yes. When she was young, she saw great grandma sitting at the end of her bed. That's when I knew it was true because she saw the same thing I did, and I never told her why I would sleep under my bed. My mom told me not to say anything to her because she was younger and she would get scared. Maybe my great grandma came back to scare us or to say sorry. I will never know. Wow. Bitchy grandma. Hey, Kat. Hey, Selfie. Oh, your cousin lives there in Canada, and she won't. Do you know whereabouts it is? Like where it exactly is? Because I'd kind of like to know. Oh, these stories are actually quite good. I was hoping they would be. I like this website. I'm going to show you guys. Because I'm not going to go live until 7, so I'm going to show after I read this. She didn't say. Well, ask and see whereabouts in Ontario. Because I do have one, and it's in Prescott. It's down the road from me. Well, it's right on the St. Lawrence River. You've heard of the Montreal Ghost? Oh yeah, that place. Oh, I've been to Old Quebec City and that place. Wow, was there ever some history? And it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Old Quebec City. It's all cobblestone roads. It looks like castles, and oh, it's just beautiful. And it's very haunted. I went there when I was, I think I was like 19. Why are you laying on my paper? All right, I'm going to read this one and then I'm going to look at these pictures. Hopefully, we can kind of see something. I was talking to Teresa and she said it looks like there's stuff in there. It was constantly a fog near me, but it wasn't near my sister or anything, just near me. It was weird. I had the weirdest sensations and feelings. Wow. All right. Montreal ghosts. I could feel the hot breath over me. So, this is in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And this one is from Stephanie. The hauntings took place in the span of 10 years, from the time I was 12 to 22. I was haunted every day of my life. All of these events truly took place and haunt in my dream ever since. She's saying hunt, but I think she means haunt. And haunt in my dream ever since. She's French, so somebody's translated it, I think, looks like. It all began the summer of 1993 when my family and I moved in our duplex. From the moment we set foot inside, I felt watched, but other than that, nothing else happened. After 6 months, this all changed. The first thing paranormal that I can remember was hearing disembodied voices coming from the basement. It always seemed like a conversation was going on. However, as time went on, the voices became more aggressive, and it seemed that a male was yelling. Even our cat refuses to go downstairs. Then the cupboards of the kitchen would open at night. My bedroom was near the kitchen, and I would hear it open and close the whole night. I would get up to check on the kitchen, thinking it might be one of my brothers, but it was always would be empty. I would close the cupboards again, but they would be open in the morning. My brothers would complain that they would hear rattling glass coming again from the kitchen. Then things escalated quickly, as the presence was becoming physical. One day, my father was at his office when he heard banging and voices coming from the playroom next door. He assumed it was one of us kids, got off his chair, and went outside. As he peered his head out, a metal hanger was thrown at him. It was thrown with such force that it actually dented the wall. Holy. At this point, my father was livid and ready to scold, but saw that he was by himself in the basement. In fact, nobody was home. The violence progressed to the point that we woke up with bruises and scratches almost on a daily basis. My parents thought it might have been our cat, but the scratches continued after he was given away. Aw, poor cat. It felt as if the presence was becoming bolder. We would see shadow people moving around on our home, around our home from room to room. One day, my mom thought she saw my brother going into their closet. She said she saw the door shut, and she approached the door and said, "I see you." When she opened the door, it was empty. It got really intense after that. Then I would hear walking around my bed, coming closer and closer, and heavy breathing. I was petrified of the night because I knew it would happen. I know exactly how this girl feels. The worst happened one night when my sister was in my room. She slept in the bed next to me when I heard the footsteps. I put the covers over my head to avoid seeing whatever it was. Then, as the steps grew closer, I heard rattling like keys, and again heavy breathing, but this time I could feel the hot breath over me and my covers were thrown off. I lost it and began to scream. My mother came in furious. I explained what happened, but she didn't believe me. My sister, however, told me years later that she had heard it too. I had asked her why she didn't say anything to my mother, but she was afraid to say anything in case that spirit would get mad. After this, I started to pray every day for help, and as I did, the haunting became less intense around me. I got involved in the church, and after talking to our local priest, he agreed to do a blessing. But when the day came, his car broke mysteriously. Wow. Then he got sick and he left the church. Sometimes I wonder if it was related to whatever was in my home and had anything to do with it. As time went on, the haunting seemed to disappear when my sister got sick. She developed anorexia and would walk for hours. One day, my mom felt a sudden urgency to take her to the hospital, but when she searched for her hospital cards and ID, they were missing. My mother didn't care about having to pay out of pocket for the visit. Once she was at the hospital, the doctors soon found that my sister's heart was super slow and she was taken in for intensive care. Doctors said had my mom waiting just a couple of hours more, she would have gone into cardiac arrest and probably die at home. When my mom called, the cards reappeared on the table. I was crying because I knew something wanted to prevent my sister from getting help. My sister had a long stay and was in and out of the hospital for years. The hauntings resumed until I got married. I moved to Laval and I finally found peace until I realized that something followed me, but that's a whole different story for another time. My brother said that the hauntings continued after I left until my parents had enough and moved away. We still talk about it from time to time and wonder if the people who bought the place are okay. Wow. That ghost was definitely aggressive. Hey, good, Legato. Fog, it may be a ghost, Nikki. That's what I felt like it was, Dragon. Hey, Country Girl Brenda. Hey, OH. I know about 2 ghost stories. I know if one is true, but my school kept telling us, but one really? I'd love to hear it. If anyone has a story, I'd love to hear it. Absolutely. This is like my jam. I love this stuff. But yet I'm terrified. It kind of doesn't make sense. I don't know. I think because, like, yeah, when I was around 9, I had my first experience with the Shadow Man. And then I should say my first and only experience with the Shadow Man. I never want to see him again, ever again. But that, and then I just had this really, really, really bad ghost that would follow me and terrorize me everywhere I went until I believe I was 22. And I had a psychic friend get rid of him for me. I'm going to see if I can actually show you guys these pictures. Should be able to. I posted them on my community tab. Yeah, there's a lot of freaking fog. Holy shit. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Oops. The one story is about your son's dad. I'd love to hear it if you want to come up. Or you can write it and send it to me because some people don't feel comfortable. My high school I went to in Athens, Ontario, it's called the Home of the Murals because, well, they paint murals everywhere, right? Well, the one mural on the high school is of an old car, and it's painted so that it literally looks like it's following you. It's creepy. Hey, Angel. Yeah, just relax, Angel. I feel so bad for you. I hate dentists. You, you want to come up? Okay. I will do that. I'll just give you the link. I love hearing people's ghost stories. Holy shit, I just seen a bat. Not that I've never seen. Well, yeah, I kind of, they're so small, so they go, I don't know, they're really quick and hard to see, and they're usually when it's really, really dark. Oh, I just seen one outside my window. That was neat. There you go. You can come up. You gotta find somewhere to take Huggy Wuggy for Halloween. That scares me. I don't know why, but it does. Sounds like, I don't know, spooky. I forgot. I gotta take my nighttime meds. So I figured I'd do it now. There's a link if you want to come up. That'd be cool. That'll go with the whole ghost story thing. The school one. Fruit bats. They're tiny, but like to dive bomb you. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people think I'm nuts, but I think that bats are cute. I'm terrified of them. They are so freaking cute, though. They almost have like puppy eyes. I don't know. I think they remind me of puppies. I know they're not puppies, but they do. I think they're adorable. Who did I don't know. I said that to somebody and they're like, "You're nuts." Went bat banding in South Dakota, caught one bat. Hey, Flamingo. I'm just waiting for OAH 2011 to come up and tell her story. Or I guess her this about her son's dad. My high school has two ghosts, one in the gym and the other one is in the music stage room. Oh, really? I'd actually like to go back to my high school just to kind of, I don't know. I don't, I don't know if it might be haunted now. I don't know, but I didn't feel like it was back then. Used to throw rocks up and watch them die for them. Really? I don't know. You think I'm nuts? I think bats are cute. Except for, okay, I did see, it was like, it was on YouTube and it was something to do with, unbelievable creatures that exist. And it was this friggin' bat and it was white. And I swear to you, it was the size of me. And it had its wings wrapped around its whole body. So it looked like almost like a birch tree. You know how they're all white? Oh, like that. That's what I thought it was. And then all of a sudden it opened its wings. I swear to God, oh my God. I was like, no way, no, 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 no. There's no way that things exist. I mean, it's going to kill us. It's going to eat us. Like, where the hell is this bat? It was definitely in a foreign country. But it was pure white and it was tall as me and I'm 5'3". Our principal had a heart attack and died in the gym. He is still there. Mr. Dilly was awesome. Really? That's sad. That's awesome that he's awesome though and he's still there. I bet you it would be, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I never, not that I can remember, since that my high school was. Now, like I said, yeah, albino bat, yes. It was pure white and it was as tall as me and it was hanging upside down from a tree, but the branch was so low that this thing was hanging with its head touching the ground almost, hanging from this tree. And it was as tall as I was and people were walking around it like it was nothing. I'm like, what the? Seriously? Yeah. And they're walking around like it's nothing. And I just walk. No, thank you. I know I said they're cute, but I meant when they're like the size of my fist, not the size of my body. Let me see if I can make these bigger. These pictures. These are the ones I took at the school. Maybe a real vampire. I couldn't take my usual route home from work one day because the professor just up and died us. Ooh, yeah. I used to work in the hotel, and a customer had died on the bed. I refused to go in that room. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Just excited to
So,
hear your story.
which one do you want to hear first? The school one or my son's dad one?
Hmm. The son's dad. We'll try the son. Yeah, your son's dad.
Is it okay if I tell your dad's story? Okay. My
Thank
son's
you.
right beside me.
Thank
So
you.
he can't hear you, but
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to tell the story with him right beside me.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Okay. I don't want you to be upset. Okay. I don't want him to be upset, right?
Yeah.
So when his dad is a lot older than I am,
Okay.
okay, like I'm 36 and his dad was 61. Like, yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I like older men.
That's okay. I know
Yeah,
people are like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So his dad died when I was pregnant with him.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So I moved away from the place that I was at, and my son was born in July, but in June, 1 week after I moved in, I was fast asleep on the couch, and
Yeah.
I heard a door like my door knocked, so I went to answer it.
Yeah.
Again, I was asleep, so I went to answer the door, and his father was right there.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, what are you doing here? And he goes, I'm Gampy, and that's what I called him because he was a lot older than me. It was a joke that we had.
Oh,
And so I was like, you're not supposed to be here. And,
yeah.
and he goes, but I'm here. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm talking to him, right? And all that. And he's like, I need to tell you something. And I'm like, no, you don't. I'm gonna go now. And then I went back to the couch,
Yeah.
and I woke up, and nobody was there.
What? Wow. What is it that he wanted to tell you? Did you ever find out?
I don't know, but since then I've been hearing a lot of weird things going on.
Oh, really? Is it like
Yeah.
scary or just
No, not scary at all, but
probably is him then? That's actually
yeah, it
pretty.
is him. But the weird part about it is since he died in January of 2011, yeah, my son's 11.
So
Um,
was mine. My son was born January 2011, January 11th, 2011.
he at least no, like he died on January 21st, 2011. But since then, everything that has happened in my life has
Yeah.
died in January.
What?
Yeah, my cat that I love to death, she died on
Oh,
January 6th. My brother-in-law died on January 31st. My grandmother, 2 years later, died on January 31st.
oh, wow. That's a hard month then. Very hard.
Yeah, it's truly really hard. But it's like, and my roommate, her cat, we had to put her to sleep in January too. So it's like, oh my God. Can someone
Oh,
pass January and then die? I know it sounds mean of me, but it's like just pass January
no,
and
I
then I'll
don't
be
blame
happy.
you. Yeah, I don't blame you. As soon as that month's over, it's like you get a big sigh of relief. I could imagine. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awful.
yeah, because his
That's
dad died right in front of my face too.
what?
I watched him collapse and die.
Oh no, that would be the worst. Wow.
It, I know
I'm
it
sorry,
is.
that's awful.
Thanks. It's really tough. Like people don't believe me, and I'm like, I don't know what to
What?
say. I
I
don't
believe
believe. It's like
I believe you.
you
People
didn't
just don't
actually
go
wake
around
up.
making stuff like that up. Yeah.
It's like you didn't wake up, and I'm like, I woke up afterwards.
Yeah.
You woke up and moved, and they're like, no, I was asleep.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. Especially, when they're in your dreams. Oh yeah, I totally believe that. My grandfather comes to see me all the time. So does my friend. It's,
Yeah, because now to this day we still have we have the toll paperwork keeps moving back up and like from one side to the other side. So someone keeps moving our damn toll paperwork.
probably just to bug you.
Yeah, but my
That's
roommate goes, yeah, my roommate goes, did you move it? And I'm like, why would I move it? I put it on and then it stays on. I don't care what way it
yeah.
is. I don't care if it's up down or up,
Yeah.
but someone keeps doing it.
Weird. Yeah,
Yeah,
that could be him just being a little cheeky or whatever.
yeah, yeah, and I don't know what's true and what's not, but he's native. Oh, sorry, First Nation, but he's
Yeah.
First Nation, and they he told me that he believes in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. And he
Yeah.
did say
They're
he'd come
spiritual.
back, and yeah, and he said he would come back, and I'm like, can you be good then?
That's probably, yeah, I totally believe you. I totally agree with you. And I guarantee it's him. Yep. Absolutely.
So it's like that's
That's
that one. The other one I know, I don't know if it's true or not though. But
it's okay.
like I went to a different kind of school. Like you might have heard of it. It's a school for the blind.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of a whole bunch of it. Yeah.
Yeah. This one's in it starts with a B town,
Okay.
and I don't want Katie Joy to find me. Like you know what I mean?
No, I'll save you.
At least the principal's not there anymore because the principal didn't like me. No. So this one, I know that apparently the security guard, this was winter time, and the security guard went to get his last check, right?
Okay.
And he, out of nowhere, nobody has ever seen him since.
What?
And yeah, they say that he jumped out of the attic window, and no one has ever seen him since.
What? His body would be on the ground though. That's very
That's
strange.
the weird. That's the but the weird part about it is all the staff member that you would ask this story to would
Yeah.
say the same thing.
So he's been like, did someone see him jump out of that window? Or
They
is this
just said that they just say that they because I was in a residential school, right? So
yeah.
the residential school I was in, he went up to the intermediate residence attic he opened the damn window, so someone caught him doing that, and he he jumped out of the damn window because no one
And
saw him come down.
no one saw him come down? Or
No
someone
one
did?
no one saw him come down.
That is very strange.
I
And
don't know
there's
if it's
nothing in the
true.
newspaper. Nobody. I would look
Nothing.
into it. Just like I don't know. I don't know if they'd be able to tell you at the police station or not, but just maybe inquire about it. Just kind of say what you told me. Look, I went to the school. It's like an it's like an old wives'
What?
tale. Say something like that, and just say is it true or not? Because I would ask.
But you would ask like all these like staff members that because like some like a lot of these staff members worked at the school since like the 80s, 1980s, like because you could talk to the old ones, and they would tell you
Yeah.
the same story. Like some of them said they worked there since the school opened, and you can't see her.
Oh, okay.
and and they just wouldn't. You just don't know. You don't know the story, right? Like I would ask, but no one would tell you the same story over and over again.
Yeah, that's really
Can I
so.
look
It's like a
at-
thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Missing 401? There's a channel on YouTube. I've watched it. Dead Legato just said that, and people go missing, and you never see or hear from them again. It's actually very scary circumstances. Or they'll go missing in one spot, and then you'll find them in a totally different another. It's weird. Yeah,
No, I haven't heard of that, but I can see that. Maybe some
yeah,
animal dragging them off.
see, that's the thing. That's what I would think too. But there's never an animal. It's never. I don't know. Just if you ever get a chance, watch it. It's called Missing 411. I can't remember the guy's name, but he helps with missing persons and stuff like that. But what he investigates is like your story, where someone is alleged to jump out of an attic window, but yet no one actually saw him do it, and there's no body, but yet he's missing.
Yeah, but then when you would go, it's like, why doesn't the window open any farther than it really does? Because it only opened like a crack, and they go because we don't want anybody else to jump out the window.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you think all these blind people are going to jump out the damn window?
Thank you.
Like,
That's David. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's not Paulides. I think that's it. David Paulides.
I was like, do you really think all these blind people are going to actually jump out those windows?
Yeah. So was the janitor blind? Like, was that like or was he just like a?
No, he was just somebody that worked at that.
Just somebody that worked there. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of there was some staff members that were blind, but nothing like serious, really blind.
Yeah.
Like I think the worst one was like someone had all I almost said autism. It was an albino. Albinoism. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's somebody that like doesn't have any pink in the
I know
skin
and
and
stuff.
stuff.
Albino. Okay, yeah, they don't have that pigment. Yes, I've never seen someone like that, but I've heard.
I know a whole family.
Really? So are they all white haired and?
Yeah,
like,
all 5 of them.
Oh wow, never neat.
Yeah.
Do they have like bright blue eyes? That would be cool.
I don't know because I'm not But I know because they don't have any pink in the hair and the eyes and the skin, right? So, and that's
Yeah,
what makes it. So I'm not quite sure. But
this is
they were
interesting.
all they were all allergic to the s- sun. They told me.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's too strong for them or something.
Yeah,
Burns their skin very easily.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just,
people, it's missing in the woods. This channel. Yeah, because it's 401. You can't find it though. Missing 401 changed their name. I can't find them, but I find channels that are sharing that. What's it under? Can Am Missing Project. Oh, is it? Okay.
what streaming thing is it on?
I guess it's so it's on YouTube and it's under Can Am. Here, I'll put it up here. Can you see this on the screen?
I'd probably see
Uh,
it afterwards.
Can Am Missing Project.
Hmm.
It's on uh Prime too as well, and I think it's on Netflix.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I was watching it, and these people actually go missing, and and then they're seen in a totally different spot, and it doesn't make any sense. Or if
That's
one
creepy.
survives, or if they survive, I mean, like it's usually when they're in the woods, it'll be a family, and say their 5-year-old daughter goes missing. She'll be missing for like 10 days, and then she's found in a cave right above where they've already looked, and then she's not hurt, not harmed, nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with her. She looked like she was just with you 2 seconds ago. It's scary. Yeah, the hunters one is scary, yes, because that's like some Bigfoot and stuff. Yeah, that
That's
one
creepy.
scared me. Yeah, the Bigfoot ones scare me. And the missing person one too. Thank you, Autistic. There it is. She posted the channel.
I'll see it after. I'm not in
Yeah,
YouTube.
check it out, and it might make sense for you just to watch it. And like I said, the janitor jumping and the never to be found. I betcha. Hey, Brenda, pause.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It was just a story that every person would tell you, and no one
Yeah.
would change this, and nobody would change the story.
Wow.
That's what the weird part about it was, because I wanted to hear other people's, you know, other staff members, take on it, but every story was the same. So
Wow.
it's like, is it true? Is it not true?
Yeah.
Why would everybody have the same story?
Exactly. Exactly. I think there's something to that. There's got to
I
be.
don't really, I don't really think he jumped out of the window and they never seen him again. I don't think that part of
Yeah.
it is true, but I think he did jump out the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're
Who
saying like
knows?
he
There's
jumped
got
out
to
the
be some
window
part of it.
and
Exactly.
he
There's some.
survived, and he survived. He
Yeah.
was on two. It was like two stories up, and he jumped out the window, and he was on a roof, and he jumped down and ran away. No,
Yeah. Maybe.
because
So
they
weird.
say are snow tracks. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah. That's interesting. Now I'm gonna go watch like all these little YouTube channels now and go see the for the missing 401 and stuff, missing person project. Yeah. I think I've seen them all. But he's also got books too. I would really like to get my hands on them.
I like to watch mystery stuff.
Yeah, me too. Like the forest ones are scary though. Bigfoot and all that. Yeah, especially when the person tells the story. Oh my god, it's so believable, so scary.
Yeah, I think I used to watch one on ID, and it was about like I don't know what the show was called, but it was somebody like they're talking about the murder, and some lame actors would be doing it, and the
Yeah.
person would go, and this is how, uh, this person how I died, and they couldn't, and took a long time for them to find me.
Wow.
It's like them telling the story, but
Yeah. Yeah, like oh, I'm having a huge brain fart, but I watch the paranormal ones too, like Paranormal Survivor. Those ones are scary. My ghost story is scary. Celebrity ghost stories scary. I'm dumb and watch them at night, and then I have nightmares and shit happens. So I haven't done that in a while because the results are not very good. Like I said, I'll have nightmares or stuff will happen because I do live in a haunted house. There's a lot of spirits here. Um, and they will mess with me. It's like once I get my in that mind frame, you know what I mean? So I don't
Yeah.
tend to do that at night. Like this is okay sometimes, but
I
nah, I can't.
watched Most Wanted with John Walsh, and then I decided that I wanted to go to the corner store to get, just some treats and stuff. And my mom lives like right. My mom lives right between two forests, and I'm with my friend, and we ran right away, like ran.
Oh,
But
did you?
I used to walk it all the time, and I would be totally fine. But we just watched John Walsh Wanted.
Yep. Exactly. Yes.
It was like
Oh,
pitch dark, and like somebody
you
could
love
come through the
those too?
trees. Yeah.
Yeah, or even Unsolved Mysteries. Hands down, the scariest theme song ever is Unsolved Mysteries. Oh, that song scares me every time I hear it. You ever watch that show,
Did you?
Unsolved Mysteries?
Yes.
That theme
Yeah.
song is the scariest, even still
I
to this
used
day. Because
I
I
used
watch
to
it.
I used to watch Joe Kenda too.
Me too, Detective Joe Kenda. Yep. Because when I had Investigation Discovery, I watched everything. Paula Khan and a whole bunch of I love that channel.
Yeah, I watched it because I think his favorite line that I think I liked was you can always be like a duck or something to that effect, and because they will always like just swat someone, you'll be able to find them.
Yeah, and he
Something
did.
of that effect. Something of that effect. I don't remember exactly, but that was like one favorite line.
Yeah. You want
But
the Unsolved Mysteries on my phone, she says.
my roommate hates the show, so I can only watch
Oh,
them
yeah?
like when I come downstairs.
I used to have like Unsolved Mysteries, the whole collection on aliens, and then another whole collection on the ghosts. So I've seen them all a whole bunch of times. I have no idea what happened to them. Have I seen sightings before? I would imagine, because it sounds like it's up my area, but up my area, up my alley.
Oh my the same thing.
Sure. Up my I'll check that out though. Sightings. That's like probably the best alien movie I ever seen that really scared me was probably Signs. I don't know what it is, but first time I saw it scared the crap out of me.
I don't
Sightings
think I've
is
seen
like mysteries. It's the one with Mel Gibson in it and Joaquin Phoenix. It's when did that come out? I don't even know. Yeah, when did that come out? In the 90s, maybe? Did you check the Falcon like Manitoba UFO story? Nope, but I will. So love
I
that
was
stuff
young,
too.
and I was young in the 90s. I was born in the 80s. So I was young.
Yeah, I was born in 84. So you would be
86.
6, yeah.
I was young in the 90s, and then I went to my blind school in 2000. So that was the worst mistake my mom said she made.
Oh, really?
Because they didn't teach you anything.
Yeah.
Okay, you got education, but they still didn't teach you what it would be like to live in the world. In fact, when you come back out of the blind school, like
Yeah.
the real world. So, because what is it? You turn 18, and then you get disability, and then it's like figuring out your money on your own. They didn't do that stuff.
Yeah,
I
I don't
get
like
that
that.
normal. I know that normals like public. Oh yeah, we call it sighted school, but they don't do that. But when you have a school for the blind, that a lot of people are going to be living off disability. Some of them don't, but a lot of them do. They should have money management kind of courses.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
They don't. They just expect it. Like I know a lot of people just live paycheck to paycheck, and it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's how a lot of people are living right now. It's awful.
Yeah, no, now, but I'm talking about like before everything happened.
Yeah.
Oh, my son wants to be the plague for Halloween.
With the bird nose and everything?
Yes.
What? Oh my god, that's actually kind of cool. It's scary as hell, but that's pretty neat.
I call it the the BO. I know I'm on YouTube, so I call it the BO virus. I was like, you
Yeah.
want to be the BO
Wow.
virus, Charlie? And he goes, no, I want to be the plague. I'm like, oh. But it's $70 on Amazon. I'm like, I don't want to spend $70 on Amazon. But that's what he
Oh
really
wow,
wants
that's
to be.
expensive.
But we have a Spiel at
That's actually
Halloween
pretty cool though.
store.
Scary.
Yeah, we have a Spiel at Halloween store in the mall. So apparently it's $40 there. So I'd rather spend if I have to. I'd rather
Oh,
spend
good.
40 than 70. If I have, if that's what he really wants. But he'll use
Yeah.
them any other time too. He doesn't just wear it and then throws it away for the day.
Well, yeah. It sounds like my son. He wants to be Michael Myers.
Oh my god! I actually said something really bad to my nephew one time. Um, I thought he was talking about Jason, scary
Yeah.
Jason, and he
Yep.
was telling me that he kept seeing his dad, and I'm like, it's okay, Jason's not gonna hurt you and all that. He apparently got freaked out so badly he told my sister, and I'm like, I thought he was talking about his dad, and his dad wouldn't hurt him. I didn't really think he was talking about Jason. I'm sorry that they
Yeah.
both have the same name.
Yeah.
Like, why would I tell a 4-year-old that Jason won't, like, Jason would be not be good if he comes in, he won't hurt you. Like, he's 4 years old. I'm not going to tell him that Jason's going to come and kill him. It's like, I'm assuming
Yeah.
he's talking about I'm assuming he's talking about his dad. But no,
Yeah.
he's talking about an actual ghost, like an actual Jason, like the Halloween Jason.
Oh wow.
But I thought he was. No, I'm sorry. His dad had the same name as the guy. I don't know things.
That's funny though that he's going as the play. Who would even think that?
Barely my son. I don't know. He just said he wants to be something really scary. And I'm like, okay.
That's it. Terror in the Woods. I watched that one. That was scary. Last
Terror
night
in
I was
the
downloading a video. It was taking a long time, so I started working on my crafts. I forgot I had my headphones on. All of a sudden I hear so blasting in my ear. That would suck. Hearing her big mouth. Yes. You see orbs and fog. Yeah. Hey Deb.
I'm trying
Ooh,
to
you
tell
got
my
some
son to
shopping?
say. I'm trying to tell my son to go to go in front of the meal and say Carrie 3 times.
Carrie?
Yeah.
Heck no. I wouldn't even allow my kid to do that. You're not saying Candyman. You're not saying Bloody Mary. Hell no. 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 To the no.
That's what I meant. Bloody. That's what I meant.
I've got enough bad luck. We've got enough ghosts in this house. You bring it on yourself, you're on your friggin' own.
I wanted to see if he would do it.
Will he?
Do it. No.
Good. I don't think mine would either. No, there's no way. He's too. Nah.
I was like, but you actually have watched Aliens when you were 3, but you won't say these things in front of the meal.
Yeah. You feel sorry for Bloody Mary? You feel Dragon Mama says with Bloody Mary, I will not do. I feel sorry for the ghost. I've got OAH 2011 up here. I don't remember if I did Bloody Mary or not. I think I these days there's so many psychos out there. I feel there are Jasons everywhere. I agree with you, Flamingo. Absolutely. There's a book on the UFO story. Ooh.
Yeah, but how was I supposed to know that he was talking about his father when he was talking about some scary person looking inside his house? I would not have known that. Because I would think seeing his father wasn't going to be scary.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh, you've probably seen her around before, Deb.
Who?
She comes in my chats every now and then, yeah.
I'm in the chat. I'm also in Vanelle's and Charlotte's.
Yeah. Trying to
Charlotte.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say if people didn't know, Charlotte is the one that reads this stuff out for me.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, Charlotte. Because I can't see what's on the screen, so Charlotte reads what's on the screen from.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just read it out anyways. That's what I keep reading is all the comments.
Yeah. No, but people want. I've asked Charlotte to stop, and she reads them for me. Yeah, I can't read them, so
Oh,
she. Reads
I
them.
did not. Well, yeah, I guess with you being blind and all. Duh. For me. Yeah, if you want to see anything or if you want anything, let me know. I'll be happy to.
Yeah, it's just
I guess
figured some
Flamingo
people want to
says
know.
that. Yeah. The Flamingo says that I remember doing that at school in the girls' bathroom with the lights out. Oof. With the Bloody Mary thing.
Okay, I
Oh,
would
and
have done it with the light.
Dragon Mama said the same thing. She's like, plus it's helpful for me too. I have dyslexia.
No,
I
I
always
know
read the
Charlotte.
comments.
Yeah. No, I know Charlotte has said that she reads things out because she has a couple people that have problems with their eyes.
Yes, I've got two. And even still, I will literally read every comment just because I don't know. I just want people to feel at least they're being acknowledged. So I do it all the time,
Yeah,
just for
that
that
and
purpose, and it
yeah, that
helps.
and what's on screen, right? Like, when people put
Yeah,
things up on the screen and go, and now read it, and I'm like sitting there going, so what does it say?
yeah, I'll read them all the time. I always do that. Yeah, Flamenco says that they're blinded in the left eye here. Right is good though. Birth defect. I don't know any different. Oh,
Nope, mine's medical.
yeah.
Mine's medical, so
I said the same thing, Deb. Deb's like, hey, Autistic Shill, you changed your name back. I almost didn't know you because Autistic Shill keeps changing her damn name to like Autistic F Bear or Shill Bear. Oh, I don't even know. I stuck with Autistic. I am not changing it. If you change it, I'm still calling you Autistic. You can't tell by looking at Flamingo that because they had surgery when it was 5. It looks normal. Oh, okay. Blind and oh, I read that. It's good though. Okay.
they can't fix my eyes.
No way.
Oh, just say the KJ video about her not hating her son
Yeah.
pisses me off. Pisses me off
Yeah.
because my mom says the greatest day of her life was when I got to come home from the hospital, not when I almost died.
I hate that she says that. I mean, I have, well, like, I've got an 11-year-old boy. I have one son, one child, and I love him to death. I could never see myself saying anything like that. Even about anyone else's child, even. I don't understand her. I don't. It's got to be, I think it's because we have actual feelings and love and empathy where KJ is like a black hole.
Yeah, like that video always almost makes me cry because it's like you should be happy for what your kid can do. Oh, yeah, like just in general.
Yeah, I'm a yeller. I don't really, well, yeah, I speak really loud, and I didn't realize that I was doing that for the longest time until like my mom's like, "Don't yell." I'm like, "I'm not," and I'm like, apparently I was. I believe her now because I found out that I'm actually very quite deaf in my left ear, my right ear, and my left ear. That's why I'm always talking loud. That's why I'm always like, "What? What? Can you speak up? What?" Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. I know now. So I get my hearing aid, I guess, at the end of the month. Or fitted at the end of the month, sorry.
I always tell the eye doctors if they want to come see me, I can be a guinea pig for them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they won't ever see a person like me again.
Yeah.
Because it's not my eyes that is the problem, it's actually the brain. So they won't ever see me. They won't ever see me again.
Wow.
Found that one out when I had to go to the CNIB, prove to the CNIB that I was still legally blind.
Wow.
Yeah,
F Bear Eye Shilling Angel is now back to Autistic Shill. That's what her name was.
Oh, then I thought it was Felon on the Run.
Oh, I think that's a different one.
No,
I'm
everyone
getting
changed
it.
their names to felons, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, wasn't it Felon Autistic Angel too? I don't know. She's changed her name so many damn times that I told her I'm sticking with autistic. That's it. That's all. I'm not gonna keep-
I used to be Christmas Snow, and then I changed it back to OAH.
Ah, okay.
I
I
forget to
actually have
change it back.
to. I have to get off here. I have to go live right now at 7 for Helter Skelter.
I don't know how to sign out.
Oh, I can get you off. I can get you out of here. I'd rather do this though.
I get that. I don't like Helter Skelter.
I just want to finish the book because it became kind of boring for me a little bit. Like I don't know.
I
It's
think it
more
was the same
ridiculous.
with yeah. I think the other true crime ones that you do, I'm like, I already read them all.
Yeah, like this John Walsh one, like his book that I'm reading about his son Adam Walsh. I've never read that. Like I know the story, but I don't know all
I
the
read
ins and outs.
I read the story. I should say I read it, but it was actually a book on CD, but that's still reading to me.
Yeah,
And so I already read the book. So
I never have. I'm glad I did though because I'm finding things out that I didn't even know about this man.
you should actually read the true story of J.C. Dugard.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
I mentioned that one to you. I I read I watched so many stories of hers, but
Yeah.
the J.C. Dugard one is her actually writing the book, and it's
Wow.
her way of doing it.
Okay.
So that's what I listened to the book on CD because I really wanted to watch it, read
Yeah.
it, right? But J.C. Dugard, when I found out it was actually her reading the book,
I didn't know that.
so
That's neat.
I like that's the true crime stories I like is when the
Yeah.
actual person is reading
Me
the book.
too. Yeah, I love it when they take part. Exactly. Me too.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, but you hear whole point, right? For everything,
Yeah.
and how she was not allowed to be a mom.
Yeah. It was awful.
She won't give you her kids' names though.
Good. I wouldn't either.
I think one's A. Oh, I think one's actually Angel because she actually said it, but then she starts calling them A.
Oh wow.
And then how it was like for her when she got out.
I remember just watching it was one where the father got his daughter pregnant. First what happened was she turned 18. She was starting her own life. He didn't like that and he had secretly built this
Oh, I saw that one.
basement. Yeah. And she ended up having what, 3 kids. And because the one child got sick that she had to bring to the hospital, that was the only way she got out.
No, I think she had more than 3 kids.
Oh, really? I thought it was just 3.
No,
Oh, wow.
only 3 stayed downstairs with her.
Oh yeah, the one. Yes, you're right. Because then the other baby, they gave she was said that it was from her, and the grandparents raised it.
Yeah, because he left the
Yeah,
baby at the kids, the ones that they couldn't leave downstairs.
and then one
They
died.
left. Yeah,
I'm
one
pretty
died,
sure. So there was
and
5. Yeah, you're right.
they would leave. They would like leave the baby on the doorstep.
Yes, yes, yes. That was the little boy that they raised on their own. That was a bad one. I watched the movie and everything. I'm like, holy shit,
I think
it
I
was
watched that
bad.
on ID.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know, but I know.
I watched the movie and then I watched because it was like a Lifetime movie, and then I watched a couple or one show on it on Investigation Discovery or something like that. It was just crazy that she was there the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's saying that series on Jeffrey Dahmer that the guy from American Horror Story, he's the one acting as Jeffrey Dahmer. Everyone's saying it's like really, really, really good. I haven't gotten into it yet. It's on Netflix. Yeah.
I didn't get into it. I think it's because I got tired of Jeffrey
Yeah.
Dahmer.
It's on Netflix, Country Girl Brenda.
I think I just got tired of it. I think it's because I'm from Canada, right? So it's
Yeah.
like
Okay, I already heard all these stories.
Yes, yeah, I hear you. I was actually going to do something that has to do with Robert Picton, the pig farmer. What do you
Oh, that
think?
one.
Yeah,
That one sounds good.
yeah, something
Which one?
different.
Yeah, which one is the one that killed? He wanted to kill. Is Jeffrey Dahmer the one that wanted to kill 50 people?
He wanted to kill 50 people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there
He's
was
the one.
one of them. There's one of them that wanted to he wanted to have a goal to kill 50 people, but they didn't make it.
Oh, I'm not sure who that one was, but I did hear that. I just don't know which one.
And they were all prostitutes. But he killed some that were not prostitutes because they were dressing like a prostitute. So he thought they were
Yeah.
prostitutes because his mother always liked to sleep with prostitutes.
Oh, would that be Bobby Joe Long? No, maybe. That's similar though. Ed Kemper.
I don't remember which one it is. I just know that.
Me
I just
neither.
know that one. Isn't like Jeffrey Dahmer's dead, right?
Yeah, he was murdered in prison. He got a
Wasn't he
broom.
the one that got
Yeah.
gayed, right? Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I know you can't say
Probably mean,
words
but
on YouTube.
I was hoping that would happen to Josh Duggar. People like him won't change, and I'm seriously worried about his children and any other child for that matter.
Yeah, I'm worried too about the kids and all that. But I do feel sad. I do feel bad for Anna though,
No, I do too. Absolutely.
because Anna doesn't know any better. Like if you don't know better, you can't do better.
Exactly. And the way she was raised and what she's, you know what I mean? I do too. I feel really bad for her. I
Like,
do.
I do think she needs to get out and all that.
Me too.
For her kids.
That's all her support right now is the Duggars. You know what I mean? Her husband's in prison. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't. What she can do? Get a job with all them kids?
If she only has a grade 6 education, what is she gonna get?
Exactly. All her help is the Duggars. So if she turns on them, she has nothing. So I do understand in that part.
I would probably stay too, because it's like
Same.
if I have 7 kids and
I'd be staying too, because what am I going to do? Hire a babysitter for the rest of my life? You'd be paying out of your ass forever. It just wouldn't be worth it. You know, the Duggars are her family, and that's who's helping her.
I think like everyone should just leave the grandkids alone, like just in general. Because what did the grandkids do?
They didn't do nothing. None of them children did anything. It's awful what's going on, and that Katie Joy needs to leave them alone.
Like I know all 4 of his victims.
Yeah,
I know the names of them all.
Yeah,
because I watched 19 Kids.
yeah.
So I know a lot of it. But I'm not gonna go out and go, these are the 4.
No, I would never say anything. Nope.
And I just hope we didn't do anything to kids.
Me too. That's my biggest fear for them. I don't know. I hope not.
But I think, if we listened to Emily D. Baker, if he did something to his kids, he would have a different charge. So we're hoping that they got checked and he didn't do anything.
Yes, me too. Absolutely. Oh, I don't want to end this stream, but I have to. I have to do Helter Skelter now. So I'm going to have to hang up here and then go directly to that one.
It's okay. I got to do the litter box anyways because one of my cats likes to crap everywhere and it's my male cat that's an asshole.
Thank you for coming on and telling your stories. I appreciate it. This was fun.
I have never gone on live on the pan and on anyone's panel.
No? Oh, well, I'm glad I broke your cherry.
I think it was broke when I was 22.
I broke your live cherry, your panel cherry. Oh my god, I'm tired.
That's a different story about why I hate about the biological parent thing.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta go live like right now. So if you guys want to stick or not stay on here, but join me on my other live for Helter Skelter, we can do that. All right.
Okay, I got to go do the litter box anyways.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, I got to get off here real quick because I got to go do Like, yeah, literally right. I'm 8 minutes late, so I better hurry up. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for more ghost stories, and same with Saturday. Tomorrow is with Lori, and Saturday is with Steve McCrae. But I'll see you over on Helter Skelter. Bye, guys.